Hello everyone, greetings from Kharkov, Ukraine. My name is Svetlana Mukha and I'm the leading matchmaker and dating coach at Diolli.com. Today we would like to invite you to join me on a ride around Kharkov, and of course, like always, we will speak about dating. I will give you some friendly dating tips regarding dating Ukrainian ladies. So let's go! In Ukraine you also have to fasten your seatbelt. So it's like a myth that in Ukraine people are all reckless drivers. It's not like that. But you will be surprised that the attitude regarding ladies who are driving cars is still pretty old-fashioned. Like Ukrainian men, they are so sure that ladies can't drive. It is something really crazy and still surprising. So I have promised to give you some dating tips and advice while driving around Kharkov. So often I hear this question from guys like, what are Ukrainian ladies like? The first thing I can tell you that Ukrainian ladies are very beautiful and they truly invest a lot in their looks, in their clothes and fitness, in some beauty procedures. Why do they do that? Like the first thing that comes in mind is the fact that in Ukraine competition among ladies is quite tough. So if you want to get like the good male, like the best male, you have to compete with other girls. And we all know that beauty and looks is important. Ukrainian men, they are not blind, they also tend to choose the most beautiful girl. And except for being beautiful, she has to have a great personality, great education, so list is long. Also our Soviet past. It's not a secret that in Soviet time it was quite complicated to get like a big variety of clothes or cosmetics. Pretty much like everything was dark brown, dark blue, so there were like several kinds of shoes. What's going on over there? Several kinds of shoes, and you couldn't get such a huge variety as we can right now. I think we have this habit since in time. We have developed this habit to be willing to own lots of clothes, and it should be different. Like in Ukraine, you would be surprised how many ladies, regardless to the fact that, for example, they don't earn much, they dress really nicely. They find sales, they create clothes, or they go to tailors, or we have Chinese markets where you can buy some pretty good quality fakes. So in Ukraine, ladies do dress to impress, and they tend to judge guys according to the fact they dress. Also, I got this question like, are all Ukrainian ladies like really family oriented? The truth is, like, Ukrainian ladies can be really career driven and still family oriented at the same time. I don't know how they do it. Like last week we have just sponsored a huge beautiful event for Ukrainian ladies called Diolli.com, and usually we have like 200, 300 ladies there, and we do a lot of recruiting offline. It's not the secret that we prefer doing recruiting offline. And one of the speakers, she is a professional lawyer, a very beautiful lady. She is like 36, and let me tell you, like, she looks like young Monica Bellucci, or maybe even hotter. She is a very expensive, very successful, really respectable lawyer in Kharkov, Ukraine, and she is a hot mother of 2 kids. She has recently remarried, and she combines her profession, being a mom and being a wife. I have asked her like, how did you manage to do that? And she said that she is like very active at home. She cooks because she has a nanny. And many Ukrainian ladies do that. Like at work, they are like tigresses at work, and they are really career driven. But at home, they take the second place because it's a tradition to let the guy actually lead in the family, to let the guy be a leader. This doesn't mean that everyone is the same. Like telling that all Ukrainian ladies dream to be housewife, have 3 kids and cook borscht would be the same myth as telling that all Indian people can dance and sing like in Bollywood movies. We all understand that it is not so. So in Ukraine, ladies are also different. But what is unique about our ladies, how flexible they can be, how they can combine being this beautiful, seductive, hot lady that wears like extremely high heels, and at the same time being a mother, at the same time being a wife, at the same time being a friend, a daughter. So Ukrainian ladies, they are very good at being flexible and adjusting. I love meeting our ex-female members who are happily married right now and live in Western Europe, in the East, or in the United States, and to see how they have managed to adjust to the new culture, but at the same time they haven't lost their Slavic truth, they haven't lost their Slavic Ukrainian soul. So it's always very exciting and very interesting. What is also very unique about our culture, like in the United States, usually when people split, when the marriage unfortunately ends up with a divorce and kids are involved, people try to split the custody. For example, children stayed for every weekend with the father, for all school dates with the mother, or vice versa, or like every second week with the father, and every other week with the mother. In Ukraine, it's never like that. Like in 95% cases, kids would be with the mother. So she will either have like the full custody and the father won't be involved like at all, or the father can be obligated to help financially. But usually like being obligated, like official obligations that the government actually push guys to pay is not that big. So pretty much the guy and the lady, they decide like how much he will invest into the child, how much he would pay, how much he would help. And usually the agreement is not official, like what time the kid would spend with the other parent. Sometimes like the father will take the child over the weekend when he has time, or maybe on vacation. So we don't have this similar system. So I hear it from guys so often that, oh, she has a child, so I don't want to date her because it would be such a huge problem to bring the child over to the United States. Guys, you shouldn't be worried about that because our system works so differently. And like I have told you, in so many cases, like lady has all the rights regarding the child. We don't have many single daddies, and if you will meet one, either he is like widowed, or like people would ask you like what was wrong with the mother, because in Ukraine it's traditional that kids stays with the mother and not with the father, sometimes with grandparents, so it's quite different. What else I would like to tell you about Ukrainian ladies? Of course, they all will be different based on their background. I'm sure you would agree with me that a lady who comes from like a small town, if her parents don't have university degrees and she doesn't have a university degree, like her interests and her circle of friends, her expectations regarding marriage and life in general would be so different from the lady who lives in a big city, has a university degree, works for the international company, her parents are professors. So it would be different, and you can't assume that all people are the same. It would be crazy and it wouldn't be very smart. When you consider dating Ukrainian ladies, you should ask yourself, why do you want to date a Ukrainian lady? Just because of the looks? Looks is not the best investment, because you know, fashion for looks change so rapidly. I can tell you that, like for example, 10 years ago, if I got this lady in my base who had dyed blonde hair and who had some lip surgery, or who had like fake lashes, I knew that she would be extremely popular among American clients. I don't know why, like usually guys like 10 years ago, they were crazy about that looks. Nowadays, everybody wants to date somebody who is like supernatural. So if the girl like has fake nails or like fake eyelashes, guys will tell me that no, it doesn't look natural, I don't want to date her. They want somebody with natural hair color, with limited makeup, or someone elegant. So fashion for looks changes, people change. In Ukraine, you would be surprised, like I have met at this Kabluk event a lady, and she has recommended, she's married, she has recommended several of her single friends into our base, and I haven't recognized her because last year I had seen her and she had this long red curly hair, and this time I have met her and she had this pretty short blonde straight haircut, like very beautiful, like really sophisticated, but it was like so different, and she looked like entirely different person. So I was really surprised. So when you try to look for a Ukrainian lady, of course pay attention to her looks. You have to be attracted. It is important, and the lady has to be attracted to your looks. But don't build your strategy on the physical looks only, because after all, like, there would be a period of time and she will get pregnant or get sick. We all can catch a cold, and she won't look her best. So what would you do? You won't sleep at home while she is sick with a cold. When you look for a life partner, at Diolli.com we have this motto: where you invest your love, you invest your life. So look for a person into whom you would like to invest your entire life. All your affection, all your dreams. A person who has similar vision about gender roles in the family, about kids, how to raise them, about relationship in general. Like, don't limit yourself to just skinny knees or, I don't know, young elbows or perfect blue eyes. You would be disappointed if that's your main criteria. So guys, I hope you have liked this format. If you have enjoyed it, I promise we will do more videos like that, and I hope you will leave some questions that you would like me to answer in the next videos, and I would be happy to do that. I wish you all only strong mutual love, and I hope you had a great ride with us around Kharkov. With love, Svetlana Mukha.